Alright, can I start?
Yeah.
Alright, this next one is going to be F-Zero X Master GP. And I'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. Selected the wrong cup. Alright, so this is going to be a run through all 4 regular cups on Master. Master difficulty in this game is really hard. The computer players play really aggressively. Additionally to that, they give you only 2 lives, and lives are very easy to lose in this game if you happen to fall off the track or run out of energy. You lose them. So I have to play with risk management in this game, because there's many techniques to speed yourself up. One of the most important ones is to do dives. So there are different kind of dives, of jumps. You don't see much of that on the first track though. But if you happen to miss land on the track, then it's easy to crash. Other than that, boosting takes away energy, as you can see. It's always energy management required. This first track is always a nice little warm-up.
So we got a mandatory destiny.
Of course. Yeah, there's some more dangerous strategy you can play this track with, but it saves a few seconds at best. But it's much more risky.
You do get that "what the fuck is going on" impression if you watch that for the first time.
Nah, it's better for time attack.
Completely crazy.
This track is kind of hard in GP mode. As you can see, the computers all close together, especially in the beginning of the race.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That was a nasty
So
push.
if you can avoid them and you can catch the boost, then you're usually good. But you get the one little push that I just got, and you are behind of the pack. This race becomes a struggle, but it's very hard to pass them. Wow.
So this mode is so hard that even like the top in the world don't always finish first on every track. So I think he will manage just now. Yeah, that's good.
Alright, no problem. There's some more advanced dives you can do that save 1 or 2 seconds, but in my experience in GP, the computer can get in the way and it can be really difficult. This is one of the most unforgiving games that I know of.
I'll second that.
Alright.
The last one.
That's a troll.
Okay. Yeah.
Still got ahead of the pack though, so.
So ironically, the first cup is probably the hardest to finish first on every track.
It's not the hardest cup to play though, but it's the hardest to win all the races in.
This one is all about not dying, not losing any lives.
Yeah,
if you want to have a.
If you die, you lose your life, you have to play the whole track over. And if you happen to lose all your life and you only get 2, you have to play the whole cup over. You just game over.
There's no lucky to an F-Zero-X.
Well, that would of course be a disaster, so I'm trying my best to avoid that. So usually I will go whenever it's possible for the really risky strats when I'm full life. But if I have no lives left, then I have to play it safe.
So like the extended rail slide is even more costly in terms of health management, but it does make your opener that much faster.
It's really one of the most important moves on this track to win time. Should be good now. Have to be careful in the last corner though. As you can see, I push the energy to the maximum. If I just accidentally happen to hit the rail slightly, it's over. Alright, the next track is really dangerous. I'm gonna try the risky strategy at least once. But I might regret it.
This one is crazy to watch. I'm always impressed by it.
No matter how many times you play this track, this stays difficult.
That's
not gonna make it, yeah. That's one life down. You have to get a bounce from the cylinder, and my angle just wasn't good enough.
It's like the gravity force field of the cylinder is... you can really play around with it. But it can be quite unforgiving. It's literally a game of life and death. Like having a death in lap 1 is not that bad. Obviously. Oh wow. Nice. We got the skips.
It saves quite a lot of time. Lap 1 is definitely the most dangerous lap to do it on because it's more difficult to get the correct angle. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna throw it away.
Yep.
Alright, so it's a slow big blue one, but I wanted to play it safe.
And you should have the strategy at least once, so that's good.
As you can see on this track, you can get to first place very quickly. Usually if you manage to do sliding around corners, speed up, you can beat the computer quite easily. They're not good at that.
Nice.
Taking it a little safe on the dice, but a reasonable race.
Probably a good idea though. And it doesn't look safe.
Alright.
What it's worth.
Reset point. Otherwise we get to see 2-minute victory scene after every cup. That's the reset point because that's when the game saves to the memory that you beat in the cup. Alright, Queen Cup is a little more difficult tracks. Usually I have some more opportunity to do advanced moves to win time.
Except on this one.
Now on this one there's one dive you can do that is very tricky because it's very easy to misland it. I missed it on the opener.
It's the most important on the opener because you have no other means of increasing your speed.
Not really, no. If I do happen to get 5 kills, I get another life. Probably won't though. This is usually one of the most hard tracks to win in GP. There's a good chance that I'm not even gonna win.
Even with the dive, yeah.
And now I'm definitely not gonna win.
But still, in the overall scheme of things, it's not about winning, it's just about
not dying.
About the time and not dying, exactly.
Yeah, why
you got a bad finish out of it.
Yeah. Why I miss those dives is the closer you get to the rail, the easier it is to get the dive. Also, the easier it is to miss landing on the track and just fall off. So I try to find a way in between. If you would go for a time attack world record or something, you always go maximum. But then you kind of expect to fail half the time.
Yeah, you take that for granted. It's no problem.
Same here, the further you go to the sides and the more barely you're able to land on the track, the more speed you get. Trying to find a way in between.
This is where it's at though. I mean, the NPCs have absolutely no chance on tracks like this. They're completely blasted away.
Yeah, they have no idea how to do to get speed from dives. Alright, since I'm still at 2 lives, I might as well go for the YOLO strat on the next track.
We're gonna see some swag, people. Fasten your seatbelts.
Well, yeah, there's a very high risk on this one, so.
Oh, this one, yeah.
I'm just gonna try it once.
The air ground glitch.
There's a special glitch in this game if you land in the rail and immediately leave the track after. You get the game's physics are screwed up and then you can sort of fly around. Like this. But you still have to get checkpoints in the air.
Wow, that was actually a fantastic landing. So smooth. Very impressive. What a move.
Yeah, so if done fast, that move really saves a lot of time. Depends on how long you want to take for the setup though, or for the dive down. Doing it completely blind is obviously the fastest way, but not totally worth the risk.
Nice.
Alright, 105 is really good for
That was
DV.
really nice, yeah.
Nice race. Happy to have not died there. Mute City 2 is a cool track as well. If I get trolled by the CPU on the first lap, I'm going to lose quite a bit of time, but if not, I can win quite some speed when that jump late is coming up. Alright,
That's alright.
It's good. Kinda didn't want to boost there, wanted to play safe. Okay. That wasn't a good dive, but it's better than nothing. Alright, it's still acceptable time.
A top level play in this game, to the untrained eye, does not look safe at all, and even to the trained eye, it kinda doesn't look safe.
I guess you have to be in control to know if it's safe or not.
Yeah.
Alright, there's a really risky dive you can do on the first lap here. And considering I have 2 lives, why not try it?
Oh, this one, yeah.
Ah, messing it up. Alright, so it's right before the tunnel.
Dude,
And
nice.
I landed it. I'm happy about that one.
The blind tunnel dive. So swag!
It doesn't even save that much, it's like a second at best.
It looks way cool though.
Exactly. The eye wants some candy too.
You come crashing through the roof of the tunnel.
And they really did gameplay over looks and over realism on this game.
Which is definitely a good thing.
It's one of the few N64 games that runs at a solid 60 FPS all the time.
This is true. Yeah.
There's only a few moments in 4-player multiplayer when you can push it that it's
And even in JP
lags.
there are 29 bots,
Yeah.
so that's fairly impressive.
Alright, this is a track where there's some advanced strategies possible, but not in GP mode. Because there's a famous glitch in this game called the jump plate glitch. We already encountered one jump plate on Mutually 2, and there's a few of them on this track. And basically if you not hit it on any particular frame, so meaning you go so fast that you are one frame before the next frame you already passed it, it just won't trigger and you die. And by speeding up too much here, you really increase the risk of that happening. So that means I intentionally play a little bit slower than I could.
Smooth stuff.
Alright. And Queen Cup down. Queen Cup went really smooth.
Really nice.
Happy about that.
No death, and even the advanced strategy on Devil's Forest too.
Right, King Cup next. King Cup is the most difficult cup by far. Almost every track has a risky strategy to it.
And Firefield is one of the best tracks to watch. Always.
Even though I'm definitely not gonna push it like Time Attack. But let's see how it goes. Anything sub-minute here on GP is very good. They kinda need to get the opener dive from this point. Got it.
But at least you survived.
That dive is always difficult because the ramp is so narrow that it's very easy to miss.
Yeah, and you have to worry about the CPU and the setup.
Yeah.
You can't always quite get the setup that you want. I'm having mini heart attacks all over the place. Notice how CPUs are dying en masse, because he is going so far ahead that NPCs are rubber banding and they actually exceed their normally intended speed limits, and they can't handle the heat basically, and they just fall off.
Yeah, what basically happens is they on the jump they miss the track because they cannot steer in the air. So and if they go too fast, they fly over the track and they just crash.
Yeah, it's called Hellhawk in the Japanese version. Well, actually, the vehicle was called Hellhawk.
On this track you can do a little dive at the end of the lap here. But the difficulty is actually landing in the refill, that's the pink stuff, to get energy back. It's very narrow. Wow, that was actually quite a close
Smooth
call.
sailing so far, I must say. One death on Big Blue 1, but it was in the opener.
Yeah, that's good. That didn't cost a lot of time. But the most difficult track for me, I don't think that will ever change, is this one, next sector beta. Basically every dive is incredible risk, but they also all save a lot of time. So I'll just go for a maximum result once. If I don't get it, then I'm gonna have to play safe.
You can skip this entire loop if you have enough speed going off the ramp, but it does involve...
I'm hoping for 5 kills here, so I get a life back.
It does involve knowing exactly where the checkpoints are in the air. It should be enough speed.
It's gonna be difficult though.
Dude, nice.
So you can skip the looping here.
This is incredible.
And I got it. That's a really smooth run.
The proverbial hat is off. I'm not wearing a hat, but this is really incredible.
Yeah, it's easily you easily get 20 plus seconds slower if you skip out on those dives. So it's really worth it for good times. Alright, you can get an opener dive on this track, but it really requires cooperation of the computer player. Probably not gonna get it, because there's too many of them. No,
Nope.
have to be careful.
Uh-oh.
That's also the danger. If you don't get it, your energy is screwed.
It's good getting the kill that pushed your energy back up.
Killing computers refills your energy a little bit.
I'm really hoping that he can somehow avoid catastrophes altogether, because then he might be at world record pace at the moment.
No, I don't think so.
Or close to it anyway. Sub 40.
The world record is without any deaths, so that big blue death goes easily over 30 seconds.
Yeah, okay. That's true. Do they have perfect sector beta too? That's quite important.
It may very well be slower, but it has some reasonable races overall.
Okay, survive that one.
Yeah, you can win almost 10 seconds on the first lap if you get that skip, but it's really RNG dependent. Alright, the next track is always the complete all-out.
Whiteland.
There's no other way to play it.
This track is
I can,
awesome.
at the best, I can skip the last dive. It's
The half pipe.
the first one is always tough to get.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that one.
that one is like one of the riskiest moves in your entire GP.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest ones to get consistent. I usually get it though, but with only one life left, it's not worth it. Probably gonna be really tempted to just go for it anyway on the next lap, but
Oh man.
I will not forgive myself if I mess up. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna finish and take it.
I think you made the right call. It saves a second, does it?
It's more than second.
But if you do the last lap?
On the last lap, I don't know. Maybe more than a second, not much more.
Yeah. But it's like a 50-50 shot of dying almost.
Alright, the next track is gonna be well, on the one hand it's the most fun track in the game to play. You can really do some crazy stuff here. On the other hand, there's so many jump legs and that will glitch out if you go fast. That is also one of the most frustrating tracks to grind out and get with fast times on.
Would you say this is your most played track?
Yes, I would say so. That's for two reasons. It's a really fast and fun track, and it's very rare to actually finish it because of the glitch, so that you have to play it a lot to get a good time.
Smokes. I'm not gonna say anything, I'm not gonna jinx it. But he survived this crowd. Wow.
Alright, that's nice.
That's safe, man. Wow.
And we're down to the last cup, the Joker Cup.
Top tier stuff, Wouter.
I was at least able to show a pretty interesting Mu City
Yeah,
tree.
no jump plate glitch.
Yeah, they're quite lucky there. Alright, Rainbow Road is a really fun track. I'm kind of tempted to try a new trick that was found here not so long ago. But it's really not worth it in GP. Really not worth it. It saves me like a second best. Just go for it.
I don't know.
I did practice this a lot recently. I'm going for it.
We got, oh wow.
I messed it up. Maybe for the best.
Maybe for the best, yeah. That looked weird.
Yeah, I got too high. So basically the setup was almost too good. It's okay.
Good dive.
You can actually get a lot more speed for that dive, but
Yeah,
playing
but
it
you
again.
can also land in such a way that your speed is completely sucked away.
Exactly. You push it and either you bounce up in the air again and you lose your speed, or you just miss the track. I recently got world record on this track like last week for the NTSC version. But then I'm pushing this dive so far that 50% of the time I don't even land it. Alright, I still have to be careful that I don't hit any mines, because it wouldn't be the first time that I don't finish Rainbow Road because I get bounced off by one of these mines. Alright, good. That was first 3 next.
If you want to learn gliding in this game, or sliding I should say, this is the track to practice it on.
Yeah, if you want to play time attack and you try to beat the staff ghost on this track, you will notice that he accelerates away from you really fast in the corners. That's because the staff ghost also uses the sliding technique that I'm using to speed up. You get that at max acceleration.
This track is designed like a gliding tutorial.
It's basically a mirrored version of itself, upside down again, and the corners are ideal for slides. You can do some little tunnel dives as well. I did one on the first lap, but I'm gonna skip the ones on the boost laps. In my experience, they are very hard to get consistent, and you can still do a boost slide through the tunnel anyway, so it doesn't save that much.
Another death finish. F0 specialty.
102 is good for GP.
Yeah,
You lose about 1.5 to 2 seconds in GP generally, just due to you starting in 30th position compared to time attack.
We've got some aerial firework again next.
Alright, this is also RNG dependent beginning. If I can get a good rail slide on the right side without the computer blocking me, and he is blocking me alright.
He's blocking you hard.
Still got it.
Huh.
You can get this little dive going on, go to first place immediately.
30th to first in 9 seconds. Alright.
This is also one of the most crazy tracks in the game if you go all out on it. That's not a good landing, that's not a good landing. You can actually fly out of the tunnel if you keep a lot of speed there. Not sure if I want to go for that though on the last lap.
Depends on the speed.
Speed is good.
Yep.
And I didn't get it, so I didn't get the really good angle there. So then I lose a lot of energy, but if I'm gonna not boost here, I'm gonna be fine.
You had the balls to try it, but the game said
no.
Let's take it easy. Just survive.
Yeah, the difficulty with that is, fortunately didn't get a dead finish. Finished in the air though. But yeah, you have to dive back to the cylinder, and that landing is always tricky to get. All right, Sand Ocean 2. This is a really kind of tricky track as well. It's easy to bounce off because the track is like waving up and down all the time. The trick to get fast times is just don't miss any boosts and slide around the corners. Alright. can do a little dive out of this tunnel. Like this.
Whoa. That was an air slide. Some commotion going on in the VMAX engine. Yeah. There is no ceiling.
Alright, 2 more tracks left, Port Down 2. I can actually do a very risky strategy on Port Down 2. I'm kind of tempted to go for it because I have 2 lives.
Yeah.
It's a very risky strategy, I called it, so
Let's go.
don't be surprised if this ends in tears.
Here we go.
Didn't make it.
Damn.
You can fly around the whole track, but the computer was kind of blocking the air slides, preventing me to get enough speed. It would have been fun though, because you can fly around the whole track and dive down right here on this straight with a lot of speed.
Almost like the game is protecting you from yourself at the moment.
Sometimes, yes.
All these advanced strategies, the game says, nah, just do it the regular way. You're gonna die. Still
Alright.
nice to death finish.
That finish.
Again.
Let's fall off as well. Yes.
Yep.
That's a proper way to finish this track.
Fireworks.
Alright, 1 more track left. Big Hand. Everyone's favorite.
Huh.
It's a lot better than Big Foot for those familiar with that track. This one's actually playable. In Big Foot you have to drive around toes instead of fingers. And the toes are just ridiculous.
In lap 1 on this track, the CPU are really wild cards. If they ram into you at high speed from behind and you don't expect it, you can easily fall off.
Yeah, in time attack you would slide around the icy parts, but yeah, they usually catch up with you with the rubber banding. And
Wow.
if one of them tries spin attack, then it's over. Just trying to avoid the CPU. Hit the rail. It's pretty much time attack from this point on. And it's almost done. And time.
Nice, sub 40.
Sub 40.
Good stuff.
That's Sub 40 is good for GP, definitely.
Defo.
Alright, I hope everyone enjoyed the run. I definitely had a good time playing.
Wait, I got you.
And I think next up is the Lego Star Wars.
Possibly, yeah.
Alright, so
Our mic's off.
that was it.